Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Stock Market Weekly Brief. This is where we talked about overall market on QQQ as well as S&P 500, and we'll take a look at the mega cap tech stocks: Meta, Tesla, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple, and Nvidia. And we'll be looking at the support and resistance levels as what I think the most likely scenario where price might head into later next week. It's going to be a short week as well. Let's take a look at the data before we get into the technical analysis. So Monday, the Chicago PMI will move the market a little bit, but usually it comes in pretty aligned, so it doesn't really do much. Tuesday, I would say nothing really that would move the market. Wednesday is another holiday, so it's going to be New Year's. I think this week the only thing that really that may move the market is the initial jobless claims and continuing jobless claims. But if it comes in line with no surprises, then usually it doesn't move the market at all. Got a little bit of manufacturing data on Friday. That's about it. Nothing too crazy this week. Still giving that holiday vibes overall in terms of the market with low volume. Except Friday, we did have a little bit of bear volume come in. That's about it. And rate cuts, we're still pricing with only one cut for 2025, which I still think is a little bit skewed to the unsided. So I think we might get at least more than one, in my opinion. So we'll see how it ends up pricing back when we do get that more data on the overall policies that's going to come in, tariffs and all that kind of stuff. That is going to skew all these rate cuts. And AI system data, we did get a little bit of shift into more bearish, which does kind of make sense, right? After that big drop on the FOMC last week, sentiment can shift a little bit, and we have been slightly more bearish. You can see 34 is a little bit on the high end. You can see 1 year, right? Bearish side is 38, so we're kind of getting there a little bit, and the bull side is a little bit lower as well. Yeah, we are kind of in historic averages. You can see historic averages, right? 37 and neutral. So, and fear ingredients as well. We did get to extreme fear, I think, last week, and we came back to it to fear now. So the question is that is this going to continue, or are we going to make more downsides? So let's take a look at the charts here. So my opinion here, because of this drop, we have a lot of space for potential daily downtrend, but because of the size of this bounce, that bulls have a lot of room now to work with for a daily higher low. So meaning if this is the higher low being set and then bulls make a higher high, then this is just a nothing burger, right? This is just a drop, and then bulls just bought the dip. That's it. Nothing. There's no zero technical damages here, pretty much in that sense. Overall, if the bulls can just make a higher low here and set a higher high, make a daily uptrend. And there's a couple scenarios here. So this could be a big tightening range, big move up, big move down, gets smaller, right? Big move up as well, and then tightening up. Now we're just kind of tightening range. So once this tightening range breaks, we'll know which way it wants to trade as well. So bare minimum for bears, right? Break this FOMC reaction low for me. I know this is the reaction low, but I'm talking like this is one move together. So break this initial move, this reaction low. Otherwise, there's no bears in the market, I would say, in my opinion. This is just to flush out leverage longs. That was it. And then they just bought the dip back up. So yeah, so either it's going to tighten up, and then we get that bear break, and that confirms that daily downtrend, or we just get a higher high, and then back to the bull. If we can make a higher high here, it's probably a good chance that we're going to test this little structure right here around this 535, and then break to all-time high. So we break that. So yeah, so we'll see. Right now is which way the Qs wants to break. So and SPY, it's similar, but you can see it's a little bit different here. So SPY has a kind of like a daily potential head and shoulders look, but similar idea. It needs to break this reaction low, right? Breaking this reaction low is pretty much breaking the neckline of the head and shoulders of this bearish pattern. So if the Qs break this reaction low, SPY is a good chance SPY is going to break this reaction low as well. And that reaction low is this structure's support, right? Very clear. traded here for like 2 weeks, right? See the volume as well here. So pretty much bulls are just playing defense here. We did bounce off of the same spot here, right? This is the area they bounced off it as well before. And same thing as here. This was a gap down and a bounce. So this could also be a tiny range, right? Big move down, big move up. It's come back all the way down here, and then it doesn't break it, and it bounces again, and then decides to tighten up a little bit before it decides to break out of that range or not. We need a little bit more data to know that it's going to be a tiny range. So if we come back down a little bit more and it doesn't break this low, right, then we have more data. Okay, this is looking like a pretty tiny range now. So those are two scenarios I'm looking at for our daily head and shoulders, or the tiny range is going to play out at the moment. Yeah, in terms of weekly chart, no damage structure at all, really, at the moment. So yes, bear minimum for bears, break the reaction low to confirm downtrends. Otherwise, it was really just nothing. It's just a big drop. We have these all the time, right? These big drops where it flushes out the leverage longs, and then it just grinds all the way back up. This one's a little bit different. This one's a little, in August, it was a little catalyst. Yeah, so let's see if bears can even do anything, confirm any trends. But all right, let's take a look at the mega cap text to give us more clues to see if things are slowing down or if these are going to continue for the Qs, because these 7 mega cap tech weighs the most in the Qs. I think it's about, I don't know how much percent, but let's take a look at Meta. So Meta here, big move down, right? A lot of space for the lower low, but bears did not let it happen. So bulls pretty much just play defense here. I mean, this could still come back down and break this, and we'll have a daily downtrend confirmed for the first time in a while. But right now, pretty much looking like a tightening range. Big move up, big move down. It's getting tighter and tighter. So the question is, can we break above right here at 602? Pretty much this quadruple top here is acting as resistance, right? We broke above it. This back test should have bounced, but it didn't. Now we broke below it. Now this kind of back test is acting as resistance, right? You can see the resistance here is similar to the resistance here. So bare minimum, get back above 602 for a meta bulls. And if we do get that, then we're probably looking at closer to 620. This cluster of volume here traded. And this megaphone is still intact. Right? Rejection, 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 rejection. Bounce, bounce, bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we haven't really tested. It's kind of far, but so we'll have to see if it still is respected when it does reach that level again overall. But this is the overall I'm looking at. Clear support, right? If bears cannot break this structure where they consolidate sideways for like a month or two, then bears aren't really doing anything, right? If you can't even break the bare minimum structure they built, at least the first structure overall, then there's no talks about even trying to break this structure, right? So yeah, bare minimum, break below the structure for bears, right? Come back down, crack this, maybe kind of like a back test, and then go lower like that. Then we can start talking about maybe some bearish shorts in the market overall. No signs of red flags on Meta. And I always say this, like no signs of red flags. And yeah, because the market has just been keep on going up, making uptrends and uptrends, higher lows, higher highs, and still no signs of red flags at this moment. But this is pretty much bear's first move. So bears need big enough drops to have room to confirm daily downtrends. But as long as they don't, really nothing. There's no red flags at the moment. And Tesla is just kind of tightening up. So after a big move up, it's kind of just doing its tightening range, right? Big move down, big move up, doesn't break the high, big move down. So this level needs to hold. If 415 holds, then it might bounce here, and then you just kind of tighten up like that. And then it's pretty much a flag, and you'll decide to see which way it decides to break after that. But if this level breaks, let's say Monday or Tuesday opens, and then we crack through here, that's a daily downtrend confirm. And we're likely going to get a little bit more consolidation from there, because there's not a lot of support built on the way up here, right? So, um, yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, not a lot of supports built along the way. So if we do come down, we're probably going to test the 400 psychological support first. If the daily downtrend ends up cracking through, we break this low, then we'll test the 400 first. And we'll see how it reacts over there. But if it bounces right away on Monday, then we're looking for that tiny range overall. So I'll say no reflex on Tesla at the moment. But yeah, especially after how much we've gone up. So we'll see if it ends up shaping up that tiny range. And Amazon here, let's see. Amazon came close to breaking the reaction low, but yeah, still didn't break it. And so the question is this also going to be a tiny range? So a lot of tiny ranges, which makes sense, right? These mega cap techs are the biggest weight holdings in the queues. So if all of them are really tiny, just doing a tiny range, obviously the queues are going to look like it's going to doing a tiny range as well. So which makes sense. So yeah, so let's see if this is going to continue to tighten up, because we did not break the reaction low and we did bounce. And then if it doesn't break, if it does not break this high, which is this 222, 222.14, 229.14. If it does not break the high, then we continue to tighten up, right? And then we go like this, and it gets really tight, and it decides to break which way everybody wants to break. So we'll wait for that. Or Monday, Tuesday, we get a huge bear volume come in, and next thing you know, we crack the reaction lows. Yeah, if all of them start cracking reaction lows, then the Qs are going to do the same. So we'll have to see which way it ends up. You can see bulls playing defense here, right? At the end of the day, right? Try to form in the tiny range. For now, no signs of red flags for me at this moment yet either, because bears have not confirmed. Same thing, downtrends at the moment. And Google, same thing. Right, tiny range. Did not crack the reaction low, and just tighten up. Actually, it's a little bit stronger than in Amazon. You can see, right? It's trading right at its highs. Yeah, so no signs of red flag for Google at all. Absolutely nothing. If it starts cracking through this low, which is the reaction low at around 190, then we're just looking back where we broke out from, right? This level. Looking closer to 180 if we do crack this 180 level. Yeah, so we'll have to see. This is pretty much just a back test, right? Because of that reaction low, is just back test of the prior all-time high, and then bounce back. Now we're just tightening up. And so no red flags for any of them so far. So Microsoft is the only one that it's is a little bit weaker, but really not much follow through after we confirm the downtrend, which makes sense. If all of your peers are not confirming downtrends, then you're probably not gonna get much follow through on Microsoft, right? If the whole market is bouncing towards the end of the day, right? Microsoft's not gonna just. I mean, sometimes it does if it has catalysts, but really no follow through here on this break of this daily downtrend. Doesn't mean we're not going to get any follow through, right? Monday could roll around. Next thing you know, we get follow through. Just this initial day on Friday, we did not get much follow through. I mean, it makes sense. Right? After there's not that much volume lately because of the holidays, so we'll have to see when New Year rolls around. We're gonna get volume come back or not. And yeah, this is just pretty much a back test of where we broke out from. It was a tiny range here, and then we broke out from there. And now it's kind of like a back test again. So let's see if Microsoft holds up. Other than that, it's pretty much a range trade. If you zoom out really to the weekly, right? Top of the range, bottom of the range. It's been trading here since January. Yeah. All right, and no sense of red flags at this moment for Microsoft either. We pretty much back test of this structure. Very clear structure right here. Break out from this structure, back test. And then so far it bounced. Doesn't mean it's not going to crack through it. We need more data, more bounces to know that, okay, this is a for sure hold at this moment. But no signs of red flags. Take a look at Apple. Second here. All right. Yeah, so definitely no red flags here. All-time highs and just a puny pullback, and that's it. So as long as Apple continues to just keep on going up, market's not going to roll over. But you can also make the other argument. Okay, so Apple's been going up this much, holding up the market. What if Apple's does a weekly consolidation, just pulls back slightly on the weekly, right? It's going to be like a 4 or 5% pullback. Then is the market going to roll over, right? Even if we pull back all the way to this 245, it's still a healthy pullback, right? Look at this weekly move. Here to here, it has not 18%. We have not had a weekly consolidation yet. Weekly consolidation just means that one of the week's candle goes below the prior week. So you can see none of these went below the prior week. So let's say we just have a small weekly consolidation. Let's just say we have a weekly bull flag. And so it's healthy pullback. So we have another, we'll pull back all the way to here, to 0.382, and it'll still be a weekly bull flag, which is still a bullish pullback. And that's 4.3%, right? So that's going to probably drag the Qs down quite a bit. We pull back 4.5%. So you can make the argument on both sides at the moment, but for as of right now, absolutely no red flags for Apple, right? We could be like, okay, this is too extended, but next thing you know, you could just come back down and then go like that, just like what I did over here, right? And then it goes sideways for a while, and then boom, next thing it breaks out again. 15% drop. And it ends up just making the all-time highs, right? There's a big move up, and then we had this huge drop. People was like, okay, this is the top. Next thing you know, we just tighten up the tiny range, breaks bull. Next thing you know, we're next move up. So right now, yeah, there's just no reflex for me at the moment. But we could make the argument, right? Like talked about earlier, if it even does a weekly consolidation, then it could be a big pullback. And as of Nvidia, I'm looking for this. Pretty much just looks like ice cream cone. This is it. So pretty much rejection. Needs to get over this. Bounce. And this, I think I talked about this last week, where this level of support right here, this structure, is the only structure, the first structure that bears needs to break, right? Same thing as a lot of other names where I talked about. They can't even break the bare minimum very first structure of support that the bulls built, then bears aren't really going anywhere. Yeah, you can see where bulls play defense here for 1, 2, 3, 4 days, right? You see all these volume here. It's pretty much here. So yeah, so if Nvidia does not crack below this 128 zone, bulls are, I'll say, absolute full control. Right, he's on to the weekly. Does it look like there's no any red flags? Not really, right? We're pretty much trading is still at the all-time high structure here. Yeah. So now the question is, right? This is a big move up. Can the bulls confirm the daily uptrend back to their favor and crack through here? Crack this 141, which is a low of this structure, which you can very clearly see, right? We rejected there on Tuesday. Right here is this structure. So if bulls confirm, break through 141 and crack through here, they're back to absolute full control. There's a good chance they'll come up to test this 140, 147, 148 zone right here, this cluster of resistance. But if they come up, fall short, then it's going to be a tiny range, right? It's going to be like a tiny range, and then we'll see which way he breaks after that. So, all right, that's got for you guys. A lot of tiny ranges this week. So we end up seeing which way it's going to break. A short week as well next week. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel comment below. And if you would like, share, and subscribe, you guys made this far, as well, check out the YouTube and Patreon link if you guys want to learn more about technical analysis or have one-on-ones. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for more commodities update. Have a great rest of you guys' holiday and happy new year.